Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where me and my homegirl, Erin, are going to let you know about the What's Going Down episode of these rich heifers of Beverly Hills. That's my name for them, y'all. Please help me welcome Erin to the stage.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Couldn't do without you. I may have to, but I don't want to.
Sometimes.
All right. Episode 7, the lucky 7. Do you think it was lucky?
I guess. I was kind of bored.
You bored?
I compared to last episode, yes, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're still lingering on that mess Dorit done caused, child, from last week. Girl. Bozeman had it. She's like, you don't think it wasn't? I'm going too quick already. Let's get into it because it was a good episode. I liked it. Lot to discuss and talk about. All us grown ladies around the same age got similar or different ideas about what's going on. I'm still ain't nobody addressed Kathy about the dog comment.
No, she said she felt really bad on Watch What Happens Live.
I keep missing these shows.
Well, I just saw that clip. Check it out on follow them on Instagram and you'll get like the good, the little good tidbits.
So it's Watch What Happens Live on Instagram, that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna follow.
Yeah, then it'll kind of give you the high points.
Okay. Because after the show, I'll be like, I'm gonna turn it on.
I know, and you know what? I went back and watched the Rodrigo one.
Yeah.
Just because I needed to, and like honestly, the sound bites are like the best part. You don't need the rest. So he said enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up on all that this weekend because I've been busy. Let me tell you. Well, y'all, we're gonna dive right in. Erica, she visiting Rachel, and they talking like they talking. I like how down to earth these two are. I can tell they're gonna hit it off real well, if not already. Of course, they know each other longer than we know them, that they know each other. Yeah, I like them. I can see them doing something together. Maybe Rachel styling Erica for something, maybe a cute little tour run or something. I don't know, but I can see them working together more closely on a project.
Yeah, no, they like each other. They think each other is cool. They have some natural chemistry. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. So they just, gossiping like us girls do when we got something to talk about. And of course, they're talking about the previous night where Amanda had to check Dorit while Dorit thought she was checking Amanda. Child. So, both of them have a similar feeling about Amanda. So pretty much, they talked about a little bit. If you don't know, that's where Dorit had the notion to, if you missed it, I don't know how you have, but if you did, Dorit was trying to check Amanda on Amanda's comments about her pending divorce and her, relationship with her soon-to-be ex-husband because she was agreeing with Kyle. So Dorit wanted to make a point where how can you, agree when you don't know me, but you can agree with someone who's known me for years. And Amanda was like, well, I was just trying to, give my points of view, but really, I'm not really in the mood because it's the anniversary of, of when my, son passed away. And it was like, ooh. But then Dorit kept going. She's like, oh, okay, well, I understand that. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to, no. And then they kind of kept going back and forth, and it just got kind of, awkward and ugly. So they were, disgusting. And then it was strange. They just went straight into them talking about how they don't really care. It didn't take too long unless, production made it that way. But Rachel says she felt like Amanda's a little performative and calculating. And Erica says something is off about Amanda.
They're not wrong. I mean, two things can be true, right? Dorit really stepped in it where with that conversation with Amanda, but Amanda is just weird and hard to feel for to begin with. I do think that what was I gonna say? I mean, Amanda is weird. So, but they keep bringing up, Dorit didn't know. Nobody expected Dorit to know. Nobody expected any of y'all to know. Y'all are acting like, well, we didn't know. That's not the point. The point is Dorit just didn't shut up and just let it go. And just like, and I get it. Amanda kept talking to, and Dorit's gonna hang on to that for dear life. But dear life. But look, it was
It's happened before. That's why we
right. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, God, the way she hung on for dear life trying to go after Garcelle. I do believe Dorit has a tendency to exaggerate things and speak in extremes. And, I can understand why people are wary of letting her just run off at the mouth because she's just kind of over the top. So, but I mean, you brought this up last episode, and it is true. Amanda, if you didn't have it in you, you still spoke to her, and she already was frothing at the mouth to talk to you. So you just gave her that little twig she needed to keep going. But Dorit, you should have shut it up. But Amanda, you're weird. Like if you were talking in the car on your phone the way that you were for 40 minutes, I would have said something. I would have said, you're overstimulating me. Get off the fucking phone. I would have. There's no way I would have listened to that for 45 minutes. I just know it. So, like, there's a weird chip missing. Like, there's a court sense that is missing from Amanda. So,
in a way, it's like she has this in her mind. I wish would try and say something, because remember last episode her husband said she got it in her. It only takes that second time for Amanda to try and and read you for to call you everything but child of God, to seem like he's giving us a warning. And then he said it again this episode, kind of like
he did
like okay, so what what's really going on?
I mean, I think she kept pretty composed given the situation, but I really did respect when she said, I don't have it in me to go after you with this today. I just don't. Like, it's all I could do to show up. I'm going through a lot. And I really would have liked to have seen the ladies show her more compassion, because that was a human moment. It didn't have to go with like an annoying personality or not. This is another person that is on your cast. Speaking of other people on the cast, Bose's friend is just weird. Who's this random woman?
Oh, her name
Joy.
is Summer. I liked her.
Oh, Summer. Why?
She didn't rub me the wrong way.
She didn't rub me the wrong way either, but it was just kind of like, bleh, like, okay, who are you? There's no intro. I'm just supposed to care. Like, you just adding on. Oh, she's been divorced. You know what I mean? I was like, and that's why we're introducing her? I don't know. I like the lady with the beachwear dress better. At least she walked in with interesting, with something to talk about. That was that lady that came in with like the leotard and the lace black dress.
What's her name? Michelle?
Happy ending.
Yeah, what's her? I put her name in here. What Natalie.
There we yeah.
The one who's fresh divorced, the big old settlement, like 450 million or something like that.
That's she's way more interesting to me. Anyway, no offense. Summer's catching strays. I just was kind of like, well, you're random. And so far I'm not.
Post-summer.
Yeah, right. Well,
Post-summer.
Um, but yeah, I know Amanda is trying to stand in her truth with Kyle at the furniture store, but like, she, so she is at the bottom level of millennial, right? She's like the youngest
Mm-hmm.
millennial possible, and like
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally 1 year away from being like I'm the very last year of Gen X. So I fall into
Mm-hmm.
that category called the Zennials. I think you do too, where it's like, that
I'm
period.
X. I'm
Yes,
X.
I know, but there's a period it's like 77 to 85 is they call it the Zennials, where it's Generation
I
X,
don't
but
hear about no overlap. Why nobody told me?
I will send it to you because
Okay.
we're the generation that like experienced the invention, like we had analog and then we had the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're like
Yeah.
that pivotal generation that lived in between the two worlds. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling to say to set up all of this because this kind of hits my perspective of Amanda in general.
Mm-hmm.
I look at her and she's like borderline Gen Z, so she's super annoying. And it's like I can't relate. It's like you're too young on the tail end of a millennial for me to like be able to kind of like relate to you, but she's so full of like therapy speak and like, well, I don't want to be emotionally unsafe in an event. Well, bitch, get off Housewives then. You are on a show that is known for an emotional confrontation. Like, like I understand not having it the day of your child's and their death anniversary. Absolutely, you get all the leeway in the world, but after that, if you aren't ready to like have a confrontation, get off this show.
And I think that's what Kyle should have explained to her instead
Yes.
of kind of backpedaling, pussy popping, and not because in confessional, Kyle can say whatever. But I don't
Yeah.
understand why she just can't say that in front of these ladies or have something similar. It's like she ignores it, and but since she is the OG of the show, she should be trying to uh help bridge the gap with the ladies as well as acclimate the new ones into how things are done. That would have been an opportune time while they were in that furniture store for Kyle to let Amanda know, listen, your feelings are, say something to the point of your feelings are valid, of course, but at the same time, we get into it. We have discussions. So you're going to have to find the line and just stay in it and and advocate for yourself, and of course not let things go on and on and on. But that from what you just said is really not how we do things.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's a little too soon to be doing that kind of stuff. I think Kyle is looking at her like kind of like amused, and it's like I feel like she's being quiet to let her kind of like do the work of the scene for both of them. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, go ahead and say all this. It's gonna bite you in the butt later, you know? I also feel like Amanda like might probably wouldn't have even have heard Kyle if she had said something, but I agree with you in the fact that she is being a little bit two-faced. Like I think that
Yeah.
it would be a time to say like, Amanda, a little advice to you. It's a little early on to be trying to draw a boundary with Dorit on like a certain level. Chalk it up to you went too far. I don't appreciate it at all. In the future, like if I say, well, I mean, it's not even fair because in the future, if I say back off, like that's not how this show works. Like
Or you know what? If I can, instead of directing towards Dorit, just keep it generalized. Like she said in her confessional, man, I think you're going to have to need to have a little more thicker skin with conversations within this group.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It was an
So she
opportunity for
won't.
her to say that.
Yeah, so she'll have more of a generalized, and then apply that towards everybody for whatever situation. because honestly, she and Dorit needs to have a private conversation, not with everybody, because things need to be, settled between them two, since it was between them two. If they want to conference in people and give a summary out, or some type of memorialization, fine. But to have that one-on-one, I think it'll be a lot more genuine and heartfelt.
Yeah, well,
Sometimes I think Dorit can be, pumped up by the audience a little bit.
oh, super performative. And I also think she wanted Bose to be in on it, to be like her freaking like relief,
Yeah.
like partner, tap in for the boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. I think Kyle is being even, I know she like avoids confrontation because like you can tell like that's where her trauma comes out. I mean, she's the one that ran out of the restaurant when Lisa ran through the glass. Like she freaks out at certain levels of confrontation. And I think that we're even seeing Kyle's confrontation avoidance coming in with how she even deals with Mauricio this episode, which is really kind of bizarre. But she is being I think like strategically kind of quiet in group settings because she didn't even come for Jennifer Tilly's age. She kind of just really threw her under the bus and just let it be. And then even in the Dorit confrontation with Amanda, again, she just kind of, oh, I don't remember, so she's kind of tapping out.
Yeah. Get it together, Kyle.
Yeah.
So next we have Bozoma having a lunch with her friend. She brought her BFF from, I think it's at junior high? No, freshman in high school. They met as a freshman in high school. Her name is Summer. And she's being introduced to Dorit and Kyle. They're having lunch. And they're, of course, Bozoma wants to, wants to know, girl, what happened at the dinner? I missed it. And they're talking about, just an airbrush of it, not a whole lot. Dorit does believe that her and Amanda needs to talk, and Kyle said, yeah, she does want to have a conversation with you. I met with her earlier, and it's kind of weird that Bozoma said that she feels like Amanda is kind of weaponizing her pain to get out of an uncomfortable situation. I didn't think so. Now Bozoma did mention that she, went through the same thing, losing, a baby, and but I just don't think I don't think that's it with Amanda. I believe she was truly hurt by, this annual, thing she has to deal with, and it just didn't go right that night. Do you agree with Bozoma or no?
Absolutely not. This is why people are having a hard time with her. It's this weird blind loyalty and your willingness to like twist a situation like this in order to defend Dorit. You weren't even there. It was the anniversary of the child's passing. Like, yeah, she doesn't bring it up all the time or throw it out like a defense. She said, I don't have it today. It's the anniversary. And shame on you for even trying to continue this conversation with me. I don't have it in me. And for her to be all like, oh, you're weaponizing it, that's yucky. You weren't even there. Like, don't defend Dorit that much that you're going to do that. That's just yucky.
Yeah.
That's the one part of Bose I don't care for. Otherwise, she's so charismatic. She's so smart. She's like commands a room. She clearly moves the pieces on the board. But sometimes her perspective and this ride or die for Dorit makes her just like really capable of some viewpoints where I'm like, that's yuck.
Yeah. And then Mauricio walks up right when, and remember we were talking about this, Kyle didn't file because I believe she secretly wants him to run back to her and just give her everything that she needs and wants because she doesn't want to get a divorce. And right when Dorit is saying that, right when she is literally, he walks up and they're like, oh, shoot, what, and just surprises everything. And I cannot believe Dorit was telling him what she was saying. Like, why are you discussing that with him? I thought that was so wrong to say. I think she should have just kept that. Well, just not include him in the conversation.
This whole thing with Mo this episode was just weird for me. They're getting divorced, but you're acting like you're having him in scenes like y'all are still married. And the interaction is not natural. Like, like you're in this weird place. I did think that up until this episode, I was a little bit more convinced of the idea that Kyle wanted him back. And I think the thing is, though, I think she's still very hurt by how dismissive he is. Like, he likes his life. It's obvious, right? And he likes being a zaddy and going out and these new women and all of that. And I think that that's keeping Kyle, from really wanting to get back together with him, because he's obviously paying even less attention to her than he was when they were married. But I think she also is really hurt by the Morgan thing and doesn't necessarily want to have to go out there and date either. All of this is weird. Like, spouses don't hang out like this. They don't ask or answer questions. That was weird. That was like such a weird confrontational, like, even Bo's like, oh, I was about to fight because I thought you were the woman while he's sitting next to Kyle. I'm like, this doesn't happen in real life. This is weird.
I would have saved that comment only because Kyle is acting as if, as if those comments matter when they really don't. She allowed all of this to go on in her marriage. She didn't pull the trigger when she should have then. So all this allowing him to find himself, girl, bye with all that. At the same time, she's trying to find somebody else. It's confusing to the point where it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
I hate to say that about someone else's life, but outside looking in, that's how I feel about it.
Well, and it just doesn't feel healthy for them to be at this weird space right now and filming and fielding awkward questions from people that he doesn't even know. Like, he's never even met Bose face to face, and she's like commenting on his dating life. It's just not, it didn't feel organic.
All this, it just seems so fake. It's just so fake to me that I can't stand it. I don't respect it, so I probably won't have nothing positive to say about it. And I ain't trying to ring nobody alarm or nothing, but girl, Kyle
said on Watch What Happens Live, he was walking down the street and he saw the production set up, and he obviously, it's like the same crew from the past 10 years or something like that. He came in to say hi, and they couldn't believe that he was there, so they mic'd him up and threw him in. So, it was kind of like, so that's the testimony of it genuinely was some crazy timing. But Andy then said to Kyle, well, I was surprised at like how, casual he was and like kind of unmoved when you were, at your old house. And Kyle looked at Andy and goes, are you really though, Andy? Like, so she threw some shade at Mauricio being a shallow fuck, basically, is what she, like, oh, you mean he yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so the situation was somewhat organic, but absolutely not at all, because most people don't have lunches with people's estranged husbands and like asking them directly to their face if they want to get back together, or oh, I almost fought you because I saw you out with another woman, and I want to get together and have lunch so that I can tell you my side, and then you can go yell at my soon-to-be ex-husband for me.
Girl.
So the whole thing to me was like, this is weird.
So what else is weird is Kyle and Mauricio go visit their old house that Amanda bought in 2021.
Yes.
Like, why is both of them?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Why are you doing this together? Why?
Girl.
You separated.
And it looks more like, to be honest, I like Amanda's look better than how it was before. It's something about them black and white tiles that irk my jerk. Oh my goodness, that's just not cute to me. But I like the color scheme, of course. It's just one of those homes that we see off of Selling Sunset.
It did. Like, it wasn't totally lacking character. I liked how they updated the green in the dining room. I thought that was a
Right.
cool touch. Yeah, they did some nice upgrades. I did think to myself, I could understand why Kyle got upset though, because it was sad to see the montage. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's, and she also talked about on Watch What Happens Live. She goes, right after we left that house, we moved in, we were burglarized. I lost all of my, sentimental and heirloom pieces. She's like, so, there was just a lot. I was happy in that house when we, versus, getting robbed and then like things
Mm-hmm.
going wrong in their marriage. So I can imagine what it's like to be visiting a place where that was the last, especially being separated, like that was the last time you felt really happy in your marriage.
Yeah, then Amanda made that comment, yeah, the changes. I bet, I guess it would be, a feeling of sadness or something Amanda said that made Kyle, tear up. And in the confessional, Kyle just pretty much questioned about and wondering how did they end up here. I'm like, maybe in the beginning you could have asked that question, but by now it's what you allow to go on. I hate to keep saying this, but if this man has repeatedly cheated on you, what was the point in taking it back the first time? It's just like now how she's unwilling to move on without him. It was even more so then. So, which is why she, okayed for them to continue in a relationship. I'm just a firm believer of once a cheater, always a cheater. There's no need for me to worry, wonder, speculate. If something don't seem right, question it or don't question it because I'm supposed to feel as though you're not doing something, even though my gut. All that is just wasted time and resources and is stunting your growth in life. If the motherfucker is not going to respect you enough to not disrespect you, then you need to let that motherfucker go. Male, female, whoever, they, them, whoever. Let motherfuckers go when they disrespect you. Because again, here's a prime example. You can't trust them. Period. She just can't trust her husband.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they went and looked at the house together. That like they're this is just a weird hybrid of you're not together. He obviously is enjoying the fact that he's single and doing his own
Sure.
thing. And I don't really understand why you're going to look at your old house together. Going, like I get it sort of for the family vacation sort of element where you're trying to give your kids a certain experience, but this whole like we're friends kind of thing, it's just weird. I don't think it's healthy.
He just, they just talking like, oh, what's wrong? You know what's wrong,
Yeah.
Mauricio? You're what's wrong. You, dude. You can. Then after she gives him more space to be single, Mauricio, like single PK, then you're still disrespecting her by involving yourself in these random girls getting your photo taken. Why would they take your picture if they knew who you were? You're in broad damn daylight. Girl, bye with him. I don't care what he looked like or how deep his voice is or whatever. I'm good. We gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wonder what Rachel got to say. Girl, she gonna say something similar. She's like, girl, can leave that man alone. Anyway, Sutton and Jennifer, they have a cute little conversation. Of course, they start talking about Amanda and Dorit. Ooh, that was just tense at the dinner table. Girl. I was thinking when Sutton said, "Oh, I look like death warmed over." I was like, "You do, go girl. What's going on with your face,
I don't know. I didn't really catch it.
girl?" She was. I don't know. It was. But yeah, they were just, have a cute little chat shit. Nothing really to write home about. But I wanted to say that, yeah, okay, Jennifer calls Sutton. They're having a cute little conversation. So seems like they're back to normal. I didn't sense any shade towards, either of them, towards each other rather. So I think they're back in each other's good graces. Do you think so from that little conversation?
I guess, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
without speculating too much, yeah.
So then we have Amanda. She's getting ready for a birthday dinner at the Heasy. And this is where I mentioned earlier her husband, was trying to ease her anxiety because she's feeling a little off from, well, this will be my first time seeing her. And I'm supposed to, pretty much let her know about the boundaries. But it's going to be at her birthday dinner, but the fiance was like, let her have it. So
Well, he said if she can't let it go and she pushes the issue, like it doesn't matter that it's her birthday, let her have it, because if
there
she
you go.
can't just, if she wants to address it on her birthday, then, address it. But if she's giving you the let's just be nice while I enjoy this birthday dinner and let's agree to talk another time, then be respectful of the fact that it's her birthday and just keep it cool.
Yeah, I agree. He's up there with Ty from Salt Lake, not Atlanta. He's up there with Todd and what's Angela's man? Oakley.
Charles?
Yeah, those three will have a cute conversation because them threes tend to not, take a lot from anybody, let alone, somebody. I don't care about no cast. What? They seem
Well,
to
I don't
they seem to
know.
have a similar way about them.
Amanda's taking shots at him and what he contributes versus her. If she did it again, I was like,
She said it again. Oh, well, I bought the house, even though it's us. I bought it.
yeah, even though we renovated, why are you doing that? Like, do you need to show off about your financial accolades to the point that you are disrespecting your husband? Like,
It is disrespectful. It
it's
is.
just it. Why do you need to
Heartbreaking.
mention that? Does he need to mention how much childcare he provides or like what he does in your partnership that's inequitable between the two of you more in his favor to make up for the fact that you make more money? Because, you know, there's a lot of power dynamics in couples that regardless of it's a man or a woman where one person maybe makes less money and does more heavy lifting somewhere else, often
She,
usually the woman, and then we're complaining that we're not being acknowledged enough for what we contribute to running the home life that doesn't get a salary. So now you're just going to turn around and air your dude out. That's not cool.
she obviously has a problem with it, Aaron. It because she keeps bringing it up. This is
Yeah,
at
it's
least the second time, and I say at least because they've shown us, and of course, we got
right.
production. They're telling us on the cutting room floor. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But this is twice now.
She's going to get called out of the reunion on this. I'm curious to see how she responds. I guarantee it.
Girl, put them on payroll. Oh no, that's different. I don't know. Hell, maybe you get a contract with Romaine.
Girl, Romaine is the lead house husband.
Oh my gosh! But we know he making money from all that construction because that ain't cheap.
Yeah, all
But
that
yeah,
business that the little tiny twins are throwing his way.
girl. And if y'all don't know, Selling Sunset is a show that we review. It comes off of Netflix. We just finished their season 9. Go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and library and watch it. Some great pics of the real estate that they're selling. Yes, and their outfits. Oh my gosh,
Yep.
they kind of put these ladies to shame the way they be dressed. just saying.
Yeah. And then other times they border on clownery.
That's true.
But you will always get some sleek production and some great views of real estate in LA.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, look, obviously it's weird, and like it's even weirder to go to an event where it's somebody's birthday when you're mad at them. But I also think that this goes back to the whole premise of the show where you all are an ensemble cast, and it's the name of the game where you'll have to show up to group events where you have unresolved crap with people, and it's a little
Mhm.
weird, but you can also easily like get along for the sake of the group and then address it later, or do like, or have it out and keep it moving.
And speaking of keep it moving, that's how Rachel feels about Amanda, because that comment that Amanda made, we were talking, where Amanda said she bought the house, not her husband. She had to make it known.
Yep.
That rubbed Rachel all the wrong way. She was like, "What?
Shut up. That's
What?
basically what Rachel was saying.
You, girl." And then Dorit walks in. Then Rachel and Dorit have a moment before Dorit sits, with everybody. They kind of Dorit wanted to talk with her because Rachel's divorce was announced. Hello. And she wasn't. She was sick and tired and sick. She mentioned how the soon-to-be ex brought his current, or one of his currents, to where he was dropping off the kids for camp, or dropping them off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "What is she doing there?" Okay, enough is a damn enough. Amongst other things that have gone on, she pulled the trigger.
Yeah, I get the sense based on some of the hints Rachel has dropped that this girlfriend may have overlapped the end of the relationship or
Mm-hmm.
happened incredibly soon after. I also get the sense that some crap got real sinister with Roger, potentially like maybe verbally abusive, or violent. I don't know. Sounds like he just became like a very hard person to deal with, angry or mean in a way that she is just straight up like, I don't even know you anymore. Like the level of betrayal after 30 plus years in a business built together that you're leveling at me now. It's that kind of I hate you, where there's no more like Kyle is like looking at Mauricio like, I hate you. You don't see me. You're not, you're not paying attention to me. Like, there's more emotional hurt there by him not stepping up as a partner. Whereas when I look at Rachel, it's more like, you did me so dirty at where we ended. Like, I hate you and I'm done.
Yeah, I can tell from what Rachel has said. It's too much disrespect in however it was, and to the point where now she is a straight DGAF member. She has a membership to the Don't Give a Fuck Club.
Yep.
And I feel you. I think a lot of us who have been disrespected in our relationships of any kind felt the need that enough is a damn enough. And there's no need to move on any further. She feels as though we don't need support from either of us, even though she may have been the breadwinner. She does not feel as though she needs to provide his lifestyle and vice versa. But girl, she said there's no prenup. But girl, I don't know. I don't know, girl. Judge may think otherwise. I don't know, girl. You better get you top dog attorney. I don't know, girl. You might have to spend some coin here, because you see what Candy Burr is going through, and she had a prenup, or she has a
Yeah.
prenup.
And
So,
they built Rachel Zoe
California.
together. I mean, Rachel's the face of the brand, but I'm sure he feels very entitled to a big part of that. So,
Just saying, girl, hey, California girl, community girl. I feel you. I'm on your side. We were.
mm-hmm. Same, totally.
I
But
feel you, but you gotta have your paperwork together, just like that. That's why Claudia Jordan's kicking herself in the behind about TGIF. She created it, however, her paperwork wasn't in order. She said it. So you got to have your paperwork in order. You got to have your business together, which means
Yeah, but I mean,
paperwork in order. So
they were together when she was like 20 years old, and they've been together for 30 plus years, and like they didn't
yeah.
have anything when they got married, so she couldn't have a prenup, like having the expectation from where they started to where they are now.
Well, they have post-nups also. You can do that after the marriage. Sometimes you have to protect yourself.
Yeah,
30 years or not.
yeah, I just, like having watched their reality show and stuff like that, it just was one of those things where it's kind of like Kyle and Mauricio, where they built it together,
Yeah.
and how they split it up. Like I said, I'm on her side. Like this is her brand and her passion and whatever, but they definitely were in business together as a family.
Well, let's hope that he goes out like a real man and doesn't want to have his wife pay his bills. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, Roger, you suck. Keep it together.
What else is going on, child? Yeah, so Dorit was, and Rachel were just, I don't want to say trauma bonding, but they were just going over things and just making each other getting more acquainted, of course, with what each other's going through, and maybe we'll see them do something together. Like I said, I would love to see them work together in some capacity. It'll be nice to see that. What else happened, child? Oh, you were talking about Natalie. No, I think Natalie is a friend of Rachel. And she's talking about out the blue, girl. And I'm telling Erica. Erica loves this type of stuff. She's like, yeah, somebody else getting laid. Of course. Yeah, somebody else having an orgasm. All right. Yeah. Okay, Erica, girl. Calm that thing down, girl. Calm down. Her and Sally just out there just willy doggone nilly. So Natalie discusses, letting them know that she had a happy ending to, not that she needed help. Usually the happy ending is being performed on the client, but she's getting a massage, and because of all the, manipulations and carrying on, she felt the need to release. And then Jennifer Tilly said, I don't know if I want to sit on that table after she got through.
Well, the guy kissed her too, so they had, She said, yeah, he kissed me, and then they were like, oh, they had sex, and she was like, no, we didn't. Yeah, she said it was like a mutual, he kissed her.
Oh, I was clutching my pearls. I must have did.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's no way in hell I would have been down for, no, not my
at all.
No, it's not my.
Partially why I prefer women to work on me, because I'm strictly diggly, so ain't no way it could possibly go down. Ain't nobody making eye contact. It ain't going, so yeah, girl. She seemed like a little wild child, now that she's so-called free. This is the second time we've seen her and she's talking about being loose with it. I'm just saying.
Hey, do you? I just don't, I would never, okay, never say never, whatever, we don't know. I'm not likely to, I don't want to be in a position where someone attractive is rubbing me down, because this is a space where I want to relax, not be sexual with someone I don't know. And I just also, even if I find you super attractive, I have to probably have had a few drinks to even get loose enough to like have some physical intimate contact like quickly. Like I'm just not built like right away, like, hi, I don't know, you put your hands on me and then now we're into it. No. So I'm very much like, not to say that I'm a prude, I've had my situations, But definitely after a few drinks at the bar and some poor decisions, not where I'm on the table looking to relax and then a hot guy walks in, I'd probably be like, can I get someone else, please? I don't want this. Like this is
Right.
not in the realm of professional anymore. This is in the realm of weird. So but
Right.
hey, if you liked it, I love it. Like if you feel like you were having wild, fun, sexy adventures now that you're divorced, hopefully he washed his hands.
Girl.
It's just nope.
So,
Hey, if you were into it, if you both were into it, and it was a hot moment, good for you.
yeah, as long as it's consensual, hey,
Yeah.
whatever's clever, for real. And everybody grown, and ain't no
Right.
laws being broke for the most part.
Yeah, you want to have your adventures, have them. I would have been up off the table like, check please.
So now we have Sutton. Dorit sits down in between Sutton and forgot the other person's name.
Amanda. No, she wasn't
in between. She was sitting next to who was it? I forgot who she was sitting next to. She was across from Amanda.
Yes.
But Sutton had told Dorit, I didn't think it was an attack. Sutton, shut up. This ain't got nothing to do with you. You just getting in good with the group. Let them have that. And just because you didn't think it was doesn't mean it wasn't. Of course she wasn't snarling and nipping at her heels, but it was inappropriate.
Well, and we also know Sutton doesn't like Amanda.
That part, and that's so, especially when girls click up like that. Well,
because she doesn't even like Dorit.
Well,
but she don't like someone when she's like, Dorit, I take your side.
That part. So then Dorit wants to clear the air with Amanda. She's making sure she says hello, all her pleasantries, and while Amanda came back from the ladies' room, and she wanted to talk to her, and Amanda's like, "Would you rather, talk privately?" It was like, "No, we can talk right here in front of everybody."
Yep. Amanda's like, "Let's go talk privately," and she's like, "Nope, I'm not even going to give you the space for a private audience."
Then Amanda felt offended, and then the exact words were verbally accosted, and that made Dorit hand go up. Whoa, 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 whoa! Everybody looked like, what's going on? And that just made the whole situation come to another part. The cliffhanger. We're gonna find out what happened next week.
Here we go. That's what I thought when she started going, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, oh God, you wound up the over dramatic. The girl is gonna go off now.
And verbally accosted it was. That was the exact verbiage.
Yep.
Verbatim. I like to do verbatim when it comes down to the real situations, that really matter. And
well, yeah.
That's what Amanda said. Well, I don't want to feel like I want to be verbally accosted every time I sit down to have dinner.
Well, she said, I looked it up to make sure that that's what it was, like I got it right. Because that's what you did. Yep.
And then Bose made a comment, "Oh, we looking up words on the internet now. We have to go to Google to have a conversation." Bose, hush.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is like, you and Sutton, hush.
Yep. Bose, you looking like a jerk. You weren't there.
You pulling the Garcelle.
Yeah, you ride or die for the wrong road.
Look,
but
even though they may not, like Amanda all that well, stay out of it.
Yeah, and listen, Amanda, honestly, tell Dorit, you should have shut it up. When I said that, and I'm offended because I let you know something really vulnerable, and I just feel like you didn't let it go. But let's move forward. Don't literally, now it's a huge boundary. You're emotionally unsafe. You're never going to be emotionally safe in this group. You're on the wrong show.
Never.
Like that's never going to happen. So
Ever.
don't want to be a housewife if you're looking for boundaries and emotional safety that you have to stick to your first fight in.
How about not in this franchise?
Well,
Okay, go
period.
ahead.
Yeah. Or on this network.
There you go.
We'll just widen it up. Yeah. So
Hard
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, So it's like you have every right to be deeply offended, but you also need to keep it moving. You can't be
Verbally.
a hard line in the sand, episode 7.
Girl. Okay, that's too much. It ain't like the girl was reading you and going off like Brahman was doing. Now that's more along the lines of being verbally accosted.
Yeah, well, and you said, oh, you were insulting about the ghostwriter, and you have been, commenting on Dorit flapping her gums, which we all know Dorit gets very easily offended. So, you have given her some ammo. It's not like Dorit's coming out of nowhere. She
Right.
was a jerk for not letting it go when you said this was the anniversary of your son's passing. That's it. The rest, even me, and I don't like Dorit, I can understand why Dorit wanted to talk to Amanda, because Amanda
Yeah.
was being dumb about the book deal, and then especially by the way that it was told to Dorit by, was it Sutton or whoever? I don't remember who, but like, Amanda's talking about you, saying that, so it's like, I get it. I understand why Dorit's pump is primed. But so yeah, Amanda, it's not that she would not only verbally accost you, but like on her son's death. No. It was that she kept going on the anniversary of her son's death. That's really it. Because otherwise, you're on the wrong show. Because that's what's going to happen all the time. That's the nature of the beast.
All the time. She ain't seen them other arguments.
Yeah, it's like you're on the wrong show if you want anything different. Like,
Girl, go on Lifetime with all that. Girl,
yeah.
That's all my notes, child. I think we finished a little early tonight. Oh wow.
Yeah, well, it was a weird episode in the sense of like, they kind of they really should have left the confrontation between Amanda and Dorit in this episode, but they're stretching it out,
For real.
Yeah.
For
So
real. And I can't wait to hear more about what Rachel and Eric got to say. I like to hear them
yeah, they were
comment
cute.
or narrate the story. I like them.
Yeah, they're cute. They were fun.
So yeah, that was it for this episode. How'd you like it? Let us know your thoughts. On the replay, for those who are going to watch again, give us your comments. We respond to you. Yes, we do. Now, y'all, before we go, I just want to let you know about our up and coming show that we have on Sunday. Yes, episode 5, season 18 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes, it's going to be at 4 o'clock on Sunday. Same bat channel.
Yeah,
Ray all day, of course. What are you going to say?
Oh, I was saying, you said same bat channel, different bat time.
Thank you. And with the theme, if I can read it, in shady times, let there be light. Yes, look at RuPaul shining like mother, like
Yes.
mother do. Yes, ma'am. So don't forget to come back and come through. And we got some more shows lined up for you next week. Even though Salt Lake City just ended, go ahead and watch the library. We got some good reviews in there, y'all. Just saying. Just saying.
Who's gonna be taking their spot? Rhode Island, maybe?
They did preview Rhode Island, but they didn't give any air date time, nor have I found it on the Googler. But we have 2 more shows coming up, Roa and Rhode Island. I think Rhode Island's going to be first.
I would imagine they're doing some post-production maybe for Roa, and then yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll find out soon enough, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. Well, y'all, before we go, let's find out where Erin is when she's not talking ish with me.
You can catch me on Facebook, Psychic Erin Boyd, and Instagram and Threads, Psychic_ELB. Hit me up in the DMs for a psychic reading, or just request friendship. Let's build the community.
And you guys, make sure you subscribe. That means the bell is black or it has parentheses around it, so you know all notifications coming from this channel. And please like it. And there's a hype button somewhere near the comments. Either it's the live and near the live or the replay comments. You may have to scroll over to find it. Either way, I appreciate all the love and support. And we will see y'all on Sunday. Bye.